Ever feel like there's got to be more to life than what we see, like just on the surface?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, today we're diving deep into the world of Kirpal Singh.
Okay.
To see what he had to say about uncovering those hidden truths. We're sifting through some of his writings there in Sagar and Du Reise der See, and trust me, this stuff makes you think.
Absolutely.
It really gets you going. So what's fascinating about Kirpal Singh is he doesn't just talk about these ancient spiritual ideas. He breaks them down almost like a scientist, you know?
Yeah.
He offers a structured way to explore these inner worlds, not just a leap of faith.
It's true. It's like he's giving you a map and a compass for a journey inward.
Yes, exactly. And right from the get-go, he hits us with this idea. The astral body, that energy body we have, needs to be clean and pure.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Have you ever run into that concept before?
Oh, absolutely. It's like this golden thread that's woven through so many different spiritual traditions.
It really is.
When you think about it, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like if we're constantly bombarded with negativity, our perception of the world is going to be totally skewed.
For sure.
It's like looking at everything through a dirty lens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But when our inner state is clear, we can actually finally see things as they actually are.
It's like cleaning the windshield before a road trip.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the story that Singh shares. He talks about meeting someone, one in millions, he says,
Wow.
with a completely purified causal body.
Okay.
And when he's with this person, he hears the holy sound stream. Now, that's a phrase that makes you stop and think.
Yeah, what is that? What does that even mean?
What went through your head when you first heard that?
Oh, it's a really powerful image, right? And it speaks to a core belief in Singh's teachings. The idea that there's this primordial vibration, the Nam, that underpins all of existence. Now, we're not talking about something you can hear with your physical ears.
Right.
But an inner sound, a kind of cosmic hum that's always present if we can quiet our minds enough to perceive it.
It makes you wonder, with all the day-to-day noise, what are we missing?
Yeah.
What could we tap into if we just knew how to listen?
That's the question, isn't it? It's like we're surrounded by this symphony,
Right.
but we're so caught up in our own noise we can't even hear the music.
Yeah.
And that's where this idea of mastering the senses comes in.
It's like noise-canceling headphones, you know?
Right.
You put them on, and suddenly it's like, whoa, I didn't even notice that was there.
Exactly.
And Singh gets really specific about this. He lays out these practices, these techniques for each of the senses. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, even touch.
Wow.
He's not messing around.
He's serious about this.
Yeah, he's like, look, if you're going to do this,
Yeah.
there's a right way to do it.
It reminds me of the yogic tradition.
Okay.
Where like each asana, each posture is designed to refine, not just the body, but your perception as well.
Wow.
It's about realizing that our senses aren't just there for pleasure or pain.
Right.
They're doorways
Okay.
to a much deeper understanding of ourselves in the universe.
So it's not about like shutting them down. It's like fine-tuning them. Like instead of being overwhelmed by everything, it's like,
Exactly.
okay, wait a minute.
Phil,
How do I actually like
So this is like-
savor this experience?
Exactly. Imagine trying to appreciate a really delicate watercolor painting
Okay.
in a room full of flashing neon signs.
Yeah.
It'd be impossible.
Hard to focus.
Right. You need the right environment, the right kind of attention to really perceive its beauty.
For sure.
And it's the same with our inner world.
Okay.
So by calming the noise, by refining our perception, we become way more attuned to these really subtle yet profound experiences
Yeah.
that are always there.
That are always available to us if we could. Just,
Yeah.
but what about enjoyment?
That's a great question.
If we're like constantly detaching from cravings, controlling our senses, does that mean we can't enjoy like a good meal or a beautiful sunset anymore?
Yeah.
Does it all become kind of bland?
That's a question that comes up all the time. And I think it touches on a misconception about this path. It's not about becoming insensitive or numb to the world.
Right.
It's more about transforming our relationship to pleasure.
Interesting.
Think about it this way. A child might find immense joy in just like a sugary treat,
Okay.
but an adult with like a refined palate
Right.
might experience a much deeper, more nuanced pleasure from a piece of dark chocolate with a hint of sea salt.
So it's not about eliminating enjoyment. It's like,
It's about maturing our capacity for it.
there you go.
Yeah.
And that kind of connects to the whole mindfulness thing, right? Learning to be present in each moment, savor the experience.
Totally.
You don't need to, like, grasp at it.
Exactly.
Appreciate beauty without having to own it.
Appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It's a way of experiencing the fullness of life without being completely controlled by our desires.
And speaking of desires,
Yeah.
Singh doesn't shy away from the tough stuff.
No, he doesn't.
In fact, he gets really real really fast when he starts talking about lust.
Oh.
He even calls it a robber.
Wow.
And shares all these stories of mythical beings like gods, even who were undone by it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like this force that can sweep us off our feet,
Yeah.
even like topple gods.
Yeah,
I mean, Singh's tapping into something really primal here.
for sure.
This idea that unchecked desire can be really destructive.
It's true, both in these myths and in our own lives, right?
Exactly.
And it's interesting how he doesn't just leave it at that, like a warning.
Right.
He offers a solution.
Okay.
He points to the shab, that inner sound we talked about,
Right.
as this way to kind of rise above these cravings.
Okay.
It's like he's saying, instead of chasing after all this stuff that just leaves you empty,
Mm-hmm.
why not tap into this wellspring of fulfillment that's already there inside you?
It's a total shift in perspective, right?
Yeah.
Instead of looking for happiness and external things, possessions, relationships, achievements, he's showing us how to find that peace and contentment from within.
And that's something you see all over, isn't it?
It's a universal theme, for sure.
Like that saying, happiness comes from within, but this is like,
But he gives us a way to get there.
he gives us the tool.
Yeah. Now, there's this other idea that I found really interesting.
Okay.
He talks about good and bad words.
Right.
And it's not as simple as it sounds.
Yeah.
It's deeper than just like everyday morality.
Totally.
Remember how he defines sin?
Yeah.
It's like forgetting your true origin.
Right.
That's a big deal.
It changes everything.
So bad words aren't just about being rude.
It's deeper than that.
They cut us off from that divine spark within.
Exactly.
But then on the flip side, good words can uplift,
Yeah.
inspire us, help us connect with that true nature.
It's powerful.
It makes you realize, like, whoa, our words have weight.
They do.
Not just how they affect other people, but like
Totally.
how they affect us.
It's true.
It's like we're
Yes.
shaping our reality with every word we say.
100%, both inside our heads and out loud in the world.
It reminds me of those ancient traditions that talked about the power of sound to like literally create and transform.
It's like we're seeing that play out now with all the research on like positive affirmations.
Right.
And even just the way we talk to ourselves.
It all comes back to that inner purity influencing our experience.
So true. Now, there's this one example he gives that I wanted to touch on before we wrap up.
Okay.
He talks about Baba Jamal Singh, who lived a life of absolute chastity. And I'm wondering how that fits into all of this.
Yeah.
Is this something everyone's expected to do?
That's a good question.
Or is it more nuanced than that?
I think it's important to remember that there's not just one right path for everyone.
Okay.
What might be helpful for one person might not be relevant for someone else.
So it's about finding what works for you,
Exactly.
what aligns with your own goals and your own life.
It's about making conscious choices
Okay.
and asking yourself, is this choice taking me closer to where I want to be?
It's about understanding the spirit of the teachings,
Right.
like the deeper meaning behind them, and then finding your own way to live them out.
That's it.
Well, we covered a lot today, from purifying our perception and mastering our senses to overcoming desire and the power of words.
It's a lot to think about.
Kirpal Singh's teachings give us this incredible roadmap for inner transformation.
He really does.
And I love how he doesn't just give us these big ideas.
Right.
He gives us practical ways to actually use them in our lives.
That's what makes it so powerful.
Especially in today's world where everyone's so focused on achieving things.
Yeah.
His message of finding peace and fulfillment from within, it's more important now than ever, I think.
Couldn't agree more.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with this. How can you bring more inner peace, more clarity, more awareness into your everyday life?
It's a great question.
What small steps can you take today to start living in alignment with your own aspirations? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep diving deep.